What's up, guys? It's me, boy Kwis, and we are back again with another video, and we have a lot to talk about. So as you can see about the title, we are talking about the most recent episode of The Promised Neverland and a little bit of update on how these anime videos are going to work. I kind of want to do them where I upload the video the day after the anime episode is dropped. So like, you know, Promised Neverland episode dropped yesterday, so I watched it today and then I uploaded the thing today, because for Attack on Titan I can't do it on Sunday because I'm streaming on Sundays, and also it gives you guys time to watch the episode, so you can come here, watch it, watch my discussion, blah blah, we can talk about it spoilers free, we all know what happens. Cool. Alright, so it might be one of my favorite new school anime. I think it's definitely up there. It's a top 5 new school anime for me. When I first watched it, it's amazing. Its first episode of the first season is probably one of my favorite first episodes of any anime ever. Like, it was amazing, every single thing about it, and it got me hooked. I love the whole first season. Here we are now. One thing I'm really loving about this season so far, season 2, is that we're really getting backstory about the world. We're learning more about the world. We're learning what's going on. We're learning, like, the world building has been fantastic so far. You know, it's the one thing we were kind of stripped of in the first season because we're stuck in the farm, we're stuck in Grace Fields, and you don't really get to see what goes on outside, but that was the whole point. And now, like, they're on their own, they're in the wild, and like, we are learning about the world as the kids are learning about the world. So that's something that's super cool. Like, it's, as they learn new things, we learn new things, and I think what we're learning so far is amazing. Like, the world building is fantastic. Like, when we met Sonju and Mujika and everything they taught us, and I guess we have to talk about the last episode a little bit, because this is my first one I could talk about, and episode 3 dropped a few bombs on us. You know, first of all, Sonju and Mujika may not be the nicest, they're not the altruistic demons we thought they were, just out to help the kids. They have ulterior motives. Sonju, I think, is some we're probably going to see again later, but his plan, and I guess he sort of showed that maybe it's just in demons' nature to want to eat humans, because, you know, he's, even though they don't eat humans and they haven't eaten humans, you know, Sonju says, I want them to go build a new life and procreate, have kids of their own, so I could hunt them. You know, he's not involved in the farm. I'm guessing there's some sort of split there. I think there were religious things they talked about between, you know, Sonju and Mujika, they're different than the other demons we see. And you know, they have their own stuff going on, and you know, he does want to eat humans, but he's like, you know what, I want those pure humans, those free humans. You know, he wants the free range humans, not the ones that are stuck in the farms. So, you know, that's going to be interesting to see how that develops. Hopefully we get to see that develop. And yeah, that was something that was quite big as well. But for me, one of the biggest things this episode is we got to see Isabella again. One of my biggest questions at the end of the first season is like, what's going to happen to Isabella at this point, right? Like, the kids escaped. Whether or not the demons know they let the kids escape, are they really going to let Isabella get away with that? And clearly we see the answer is no. She's been locked up, and by the end of the episode there's a bit of an interesting revelation to be made, and I'm kind of wondering to see where that goes. But we'll get into that a bit later, because we have to get back to the kids. And first and foremost, one thing about Promised Neverland is I never feel safe. I never feel like everything's gonna be okay. I never feel like, you know, even in the last episode where they found the safe house for the first time and they're going through all the things and this was happening, I kind of was like, okay, but where's the bad news, right? The bad news is coming soon. And then obviously there's the phone call and then the room with the help and everything written over it, and, you know, blah blah blah. But I think we learned from the book that those were, there was something in the book, because I actually paused it to read what was in the book. So yeah, I just went back and just made sure, and I watched it again, and basically what the book said is, I believe it was one person who said, I can't go anymore, everyone's gone except for me, and I'm going to try and find my way to the human world. So what I can tell from that is they also heard the recording from William Minerva, as we also, you know, we also heard his voice for the first time and his real name. And I think what we can sort of glean from this is, like he said, like, the demons found out about his betrayals and they found out the safe house and stuff. So from what we can tell from that, I think William Minerva might be dead. I don't know, but that's my assumption based on the facts here. So he left this recording so that the future kids that come to his safe house have, you know, some hope to look forward to. And he also gave them coordinates to the human world. And also, back to the book, from what we can tell, I guess there were a future set of kids that also found, a past set of kids that found the safe house as well. and most of them wanted to leave to go to the human world, but one of them stayed behind because they just wanted to live in the safe house. And that was also an option that William Minerva put out to them, so you guys can stay in the safe house or type this into the pen and go make your way to the human world. It's up to you. And that's the thing about the safe house, it seemed very self-sufficient. They probably could have stayed there. They were preparing to stay there for a long time to build a base, to get ready, because obviously they need to go back for Phil and the other kids. That's one thing I love about Emma and Ray's character, is even though they themselves are safe and they're kind of okay, they still make a point to say, yeah, but we still have to go back for Phil and the other kids, and they want to rescue the kids from all farms. And you know, it's just like, fair play to you guys, keep doing your thing. You know, like if it was me, I'd be like, yo, we're out here, we're safe, let's go to the human world. But these guys are like, no, we want to save all the kids. So that's one thing I love about Emma's character, is very idealistic, and Ray sort of come around on that as well. Back in season 1, Ray was like, Emma, you realize we can't save all the kids, right? You know, Ray and Norman just knew we can't save all the kids, but we're just gonna let Emma believe that she can. But you know, Emma turned Ray around on that, and losing Norman helped Ray come to terms with that as well. So I really like where they're going with this. And then obviously you have the bad news. Every season there's every episode there's the bad news, the bad thing that happens. And there was 2 bad things. There were 2 bad things. The first being the break-in. You know, they came to the safe house. It seems that the demons are also working with, so I originally believed that the world sort of existed like there's the farm, there's obviously all the women that become mothers. I believe they were all just artificially inseminated, IVF or whatever, to have their own kids, and that is what keeps the farm going, so the mothers have kids. I didn't think there were any men around this world. I thought it was just all the women. The only reason they keep the women is for that, like, you know, we saw in the last season, the female kids with the perfect scores are then given the option to become mothers. So I thought only women were alive on like the demon side, you know, just to be mothers. And obviously you had grandmother, who we saw today as well. But I guess there are like human strike team, you know, human strike forces with guys in it that are just there to, you know, get back the kids. Because apparently this is the thing that happens, because one of the guys from the strike team said, we found both the exits. And then they're like, how do you know there were 2 exits? And the guy was like, that's how safe houses normally are. So this is the thing that they've done before. Yeah, their experience, they know about this stuff. Yeah. And you know, Emma and the gang are not the first group of kids to escape, but then they found them. But they are probably one of the more competent groups to escape, because they managed to slip the palms of them. You know, I thought that moment with Don and Rossi was really, like, for me it was like really, like, I was worrying, because Rossi is just so cute. Like, I don't get, like, the little kid, like his little face, and he was just so scared, and I was like, don't let anything happen to this kid, please, right? That was terrifying for me. But you know, they got out of there, and then they managed to make their way through. They get out, and then they end up getting kidnapped. They'll get captured, and it's like, yeah, we found you guys. Then this big fuck off demon comes out of nowhere in the forest and is like, yo, what's up? Eats all the strike team guys, you know, takes out the capture force, and it's like, GG's for them. Then it comes, obviously is going after the kids, and then Ray, young Ray Legolas, I don't know what you want to call him, but apparently he's the most accurate man on the planet, because he just launched that arrow straight into the demon's eye, fucks it up. He's sitting around like, that hurt, don't do that again, please, thank you. And you know, they get away from the most part. I guess they're still going to be like chasing it. It's still going to be chasing them, but they're probably going to get away, and they're all going to survive, which is great. And then I think what is the bigger bombshell for me is Isabella. So Isabella is alive, and I liked how it seems we saw that she still cares about the kids, right? I mean, Ray being her actual child, Ray being her biological child, she does care about these children. She was like, these guys, she's like, they're gonna escape, they're my children, you know, like, you guys can send whoever you want, they're gonna escape, they're my children, right? Obviously a bit of a humble brag there from Isabella, but we love to see it. We love to see these strong independent queens. So do your thing, Isabella. And then, as we then did see, yes, they managed to finally escape, but then the demons come back and make her an offer, which was to bring all of the kids back. And if they do so, if they do that, she'll be free. They'll remove her tattoo. Apparently there's a device on her heart, which probably prevents her from escaping or betraying them. They will take that out, and then she's free. And then the demon whispers into her ear a special offer, which we don't get to hear. And that is what made her come to the resolution that fuck them kids. I'll bring them back. Don't you worry. I'm gonna get them, right? I will get those kids, bring them back here. You know, Bob's your uncle type beat. And that worries me, right? Like I feel like it's gonna be cool to see Isabella and the kids interact once more potentially, but I don't know. I kind of liked Isabella that was just like, Emma, Ray, you guys go, you know, just, and then, you know, hugging Phil as the house burned down and everything. Like I liked that Isabella that was calm and cool and just like snuggly with the kids. And maybe we've lost that because, you know, there was a deal that was proposed. My guess is the deal is that she'll be allowed to go to the human world. I feel like that's a bit too obvious, but I feel like that's literally, that could be the only thing that would make her be like, yeah, like cool. Like I will bring those kids back. Fuck them kids. But it could be something else that we're unaware of. Maybe she has some long lost. I mean, there was that kid from the first, when we saw Isabella's backstory, there was that kid that was you know, that came up with Isabella's lullaby. He came up with the melody for it, and maybe, you know, he's still alive and they're like, yo, you'll get to see him again or some shit. But maybe that's it. But I feel like the obvious answer is you'll get to go to the human world, and then maybe there's just something we don't know about yet, which we literally can't make a guess on. But that's my guess for it. Yeah, all in all, I love Promised Neverland so far. It's going really well. I've enjoyed every single episode. I love the world building of this season. That's something that's really like tying me in. Like I love learning more about what's been going on outside, because this is, you know, we've learned, you know, this is the way things have been for over 1,000 years. Kids are just food for demons because humans were tired of being hunted, so they're like, fuck it, have some kids. And you know, that's what solved it apparently. But yeah, that's gonna be all from me on this one. Thank you guys for watching this video. I can't wait for the next episode. And the next anime discussion should be Jujutsu Kaisen. That actually dropped today. Today is Friday as I'm recording this. That actually dropped today. So I'll either watch that today or tomorrow and then get that video out tomorrow as well. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Oh, and one quick thing I forgot to mention. So apparently this is where Promised Neverland actually becomes anime only. Apparently they're straying away from the manga, and this is now anime only stuff. Apparently this episode's where it begins. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. I've never read the manga. I've heard the manga was really good, but the ending there was a bit of an issue with. Some people didn't really like certain things, so this is their chance to kind of redo it. No spoilers please, by the way, but if this is true, please let me know. And you know, if you did read the manga and get to the ending, did you like it? Did you not? Like, what were these real issues with it? And are you excited by the premise of them getting a chance to redo it? Because apparently, yeah, this is anime only moving forward, and that's something we're probably going to see a lot more of when it comes to anime. I mean, I know with Attack on Titan, Mappa are actually cutting certain things from the manga, I've heard, because they have less episodes to work with, so they've had to cut certain things out. Probably gonna do some reworks here and there, so interested to see where they go. I'm always excited. I like this episode. I like the direction things are heading, so no problems for me so far. But if you've read the manga, let me know if there are any issues on that front.